Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to today's first of two live streams. We're starting off on Train Sim World 2 Oakville Subdivision in the GP38-2 Canadian National. I'm going to do this 8:20 service from Aldershot to Oakville. It's going to take about 20 minutes or so to do. Very quick trip, and then we'll wrap that up, and then we'll take a short break, and then we'll go flying around Hong Kong. So let's get in here and get our train set up. Oh, that was a surprise. Right, we need to also make sure our there we go. I'm going to take these auto racks up to Oakville. We'll park them. Park and that'll be it for this stream. We'll find out. We'll figure out what how long our break will be, and then we'll go flying around Hong Kong, and we'll wrap that up and done for the day. Everybody's having a good Sunday. Almost said Saturday. Oops. I just realized I was muted. So I didn't have everything on as far as the engines go. These were all off, and anyway. So we're on our way. Very short run. There's not a lot on this route. There is some switching. There is like filling up tankers, stuff like that. But it's a very, not much to it. There is no passenger, even though there's passenger stations, there is no passenger services on this route. If you can create one in a scenario where it'll be as pretty much straightforward. You leave one station and you won't stop anywhere else, and there won't be any passenger animation because there isn't on the route in general. Yeah, very, very easy route. If you like freight stuff, but you don't want to do sand patch, this is a good option. Good morning, Mick. How are you, good sir? Nice to see you here. Yeah, we're just taking a quick run. We're pass through a couple stations and then we'll park it up. Oop. Park it up in up there at the Oakville area. Wow, this thing is really... The looping sound is really bad on this. Ugh. You can hear it in my headphone. And outside is... Yeah, the sound on this is just terrible. Yeah, we'll do this, just a quick run, like I said. Nothing too fancy. We're just gonna get the service done. We'll wrap this up, reset, go flying, you know, maybe 20-minute break or something like that, just so I can get some more coffee in me. I almost was not gonna stream today, to be honest. My across the way neighbors, 2 o'clock this morning, blaring music till about 3:30. It's just like, why? No. I could understand it if we're talking about some college-age kids, right? But we're talking about grown-ass adults, like older adults, much older than me. And I get it. You want to have fun? I'm all for that, but at 2 or 3 in the morning, that is not acceptable. So I almost did not. I was going to cancel the stream overall today, but I'm like, no, this is a short run. I don't think it's going to take us long to fly around Hong Kong, really. You know, because there's not any POIs. We're just going to fly around the harbor and just kind of check out the scenery and everything. But yeah, it's just, I just don't get it. We'll get these streams done, and we're back on tomorrow, the first of the full week of the multiplayer being open. So if anybody wants to join tomorrow, you're more than welcome to. I'll be in the Yonkers 52, so if you want to fly something similar, whatever, you know, more than welcome to come along. If you, let me ask you, Mick, if you're still here, do you want to fly tomorrow with me? We can come up. I mean, I don't think you have the Yonkers 52, but we can try to come up with something that you can keep up with me if you want to. Just let me know, or you can just DM me later, whatever. If you want to fly along, whether it's the whole thing or just part of it or whatever. Okay. I'll look at what planes are available that are like roughly around the same speed as I'm using the Yonkers 52. Motor. That's what the 3M stands for. Means motor. I think this does this where we're making good time and then all of a sudden it throws a red for no particular reason. Yeah, so it goes, okay. So I think it starts to slow down here pretty soon. But we can find, I'll look at what aircraft, like in the base game sort of thing, what you might be able to fly along with. We're not doing any autopilot or anything. We're just going to take off on a heading and we're going to make a straight shot. So yeah, we won't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'll see. I'm thinking either one of the Cessna 172 or something like that maybe would be able to keep up. Trying to think what would be what we could do then is I can tell you which runway I'm taking off from, and you can just spawn in right there at that runway, so you don't have to do the startup and try to figure all that out. You just spawn in right on the runway. Okay. Yeah, the Yonkers 52 was the first local Legends, so I know it's not a free plane. But I'm thinking like a Cessna. Well, I think range-wise, let's see, 280. So it was 280, 248, not 280, 248 nautical miles is the trip. So I think the Cessna 172 would have the range for something like that, and I think you'd be able to keep up with me or near me. So because the Junkers certainly is not a very fast plane. And what we could do, if you wanted to use the Cessna 172, I can show you. There is an autopilot system in there, and I can show you how to set all that up if you want. Well, matter of fact, I think you have the G1000 version, and so I can show you how to set all that, and it'll be very simple, straightforward. If that's what you want to use. Alright, we'll cross over the tracks here in a moment. We'll into the yard there. We'll wrap this up. So that's the tricky part, is there's a slow crawl into the yard all the way to our spot down there at the end. That's the slowest part of the trip, really, is getting over there. Yeah, it's a fun little route. I like it. I'm so used to using other buttons to go out, you know, on the exterior. It's so weird how different, you know, whenever anything else I'm doing playing, I'm so used to the way I do stuff in Flight Sim now that I tend to forget how to use, you know, how to do things in other games, other simulators. So we're just going to creep on through here. We're going to cross over here in just a moment into the yard. And we'll have a little Sorry about that. Kind of early for the sirens. So yeah, we'll park it. We'll have a little break to reset the stream, give me time to load up and get things ready. These are the auto racks that we're hauling up here. You can see the cars in there. I see these quite a bit. Not far from where I live, I see the auto racks, and some are from Canada, some have from different railroads, you know, but they're just all mixed up now, it seems like. Here. So thank you all for coming in. 5 viewers. Well, thank you all for coming in and hanging out just on this little short trip here on the Oakville subdivision. Hear that siren? It's like I'm watching it. Yeah, I know. Like sometimes when I'm watching TV, I think it's the siren on TV, and then I'm like, I mute my TV, and it's like, oh no, it's an actual. But it usually. They don't hit the sirens, I think, until a little bit later in the morning, but it might be that time that they can. But generally, like from a certain point in the evening until morning time, they won't use the sirens because it's be loud. But like last night, even they were still using them for like, it was late, like almost 10 o'clock, and they were usually by then, I think, unless it's something really serious, I don't think they use them, but there must have been enough traffic on the road at that time that they would still need to have the sirens on and get people out the way. That's the price I pay for living. There's a fire department not far from where I live, and then there's a hospital down the road from where I live. Police department's not far from where I live. So yeah, and then to top it off, the hospital has a helicopter pad for trauma patients. They can either accept people, or they can fly them from here up to Syracuse area. So yeah, it's just like it's just a lot of noise. On top of the loud cars and motorcycles throughout the day and into the night and early morning. Well, I was surprised it didn't happen last night. I don't know. I was a bit shocked. The weather was actually halfway decent last night, so I was surprised that there weren't everybody wasn't out on their motorcycles and all that, but they may have, the police might be patrolling a little bit more every once in a while just to kind of keep the noise down. I would like to think so. Who knows? Try to mute myself if it's getting really loud, because if it's an ambulance, they go in front of my apartment and they hang a left to go to the hospital, and so it's still kind of loud for some time before they finally stop. It's far enough away that you don't really hear it. should be within the gold range here. Looks like we're gonna end about 8 o'clock or thereabouts. So yeah, we'll go for like 8 whatnots, about 90 something, I think. We'll look at it before we go flying or when I load up, I'll message it to you, Mick. Yeah, that'll probably be better. I know it's not super fast, I know that. We've been lucky when it's gone faster. Either we've had a tailwind or, you know, we just getting everything we can out of the engine, so without worrying about them blowing up. So I'll have to look. I know it's not like super fast. I think the cruise is supposed to be like 90 something. Yeah, we'll take about a 20-minute break, and then we'll hop in over on Flight Sim, and we'll check that out, or I'll check it out before we start the sim, or before I start the stream, and I'll get you that information, maybe some recommendations. There we go. Perfect parking job, too. I like it. 29 minutes. So it took a little bit longer than the 22. Probably because I didn't have the switches on. All right. Sorry about that if you didn't hear me. So, perfect parking job. It took a little bit longer than usual, but we made it. So we got a gold out of that. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up for right now, folks. I will see you in about 20 minutes. So enjoy your quick break, and I will see you shortly.